Words from mythology and history. Augean, stable, a condition or place marked by great accumulation of filth or corruption. Leaders of many of the newly formed nations of Eastern Europe found that the old governments of their countries had become Augean stables that they must now clean out. Augeas, the mythical king of Elis, kept great stables that held 3,000 oxen and had not been cleaned for 30 years when Hercules was assigned the job as one of his famous 12 labors. This task was enormous even for someone so mighty, so Hercules shifted the course of 2 rivers to make them pour through the stables. Augean by itself has come to mean extremely difficult or distasteful, and to clean the Augean stable usually means either to clear away corruption or to perform a large and unpleasant task that has long called for attention. So today we refer to Augean tasks, Augean labor, or even Augean clutter. And the British firm Augean plc is, what else, a waste management company. Croesus, a very rich person. Warren Buffett's extraordinary record of acquiring and investing made him an American Croesus. Croesus, which tends to appear in the phrase rich as Croesus, was the name of a king of Lydia, an ancient kingdom in what is now western Turkey, who died around 546 BC. Lydia was probably the first country in history to use coins, and under the wealthy and powerful Croesus the first coins of pure silver and gold were produced, which may have added to the legends surrounding his wealth. But it was Croesus who the Greek lawgiver Solon was thinking about when he said, "Count no man happy until his death," and indeed Croesus was finally overthrown and may even have been burned alive. Dragon's teeth. Seeds of conflict. Many experts believed that, in invading a Middle Eastern country that hadn't attacked us, we were sowing dragon's teeth. The Phoenician prince Cadmus once killed a dragon, and was instructed by the goddess Athena to plant its teeth in the ground. From the many teeth, there immediately sprang up an army of fierce armed men. The goddess then directed him to throw a precious stone into their midst, and they proceeded to slaughter each other until only the 5 greatest warriors were left. These became Cadmus's generals, with whom he constructed the great city-state of Thebes. When we sow dragon's teeth, we're creating the conditions for future trouble. Hades, the underground home of the dead in Greek mythology. In a dramatic scene, he crawls up out of the ground coated in black petroleum as though emerging from Hades. In Greek mythology, Hades is both the land of the dead and the god who rules there. Hades, the god, who the Greeks also called Pluto, is the brother of Zeus and Poseidon, who rule the skies and the seas. The realm called Hades, where he rules with his wife Persephone, is the region under the earth, full of mineral wealth and fertility and home to dead souls. Hades today is sometimes used as a polite term for hell. It's hotter than Hades in here. Lethargic. 1. Lazily sluggish. 2. Indifferent or apathetic. Once again, the long Sunday dinner had left most of the family feeling stuffed and lethargic. The philosopher Plato wrote that before a dead person could leave the underworld to begin a new life, he or she had to drink from the river Lethe, whose name means forgetfulness in Greek, and forget all aspects of one's former life and the time spent in Hades, usually pretty awful, according to Plato. But lethargic and its noun lethargy never actually refer to forgetting. Instead, they describe the weak, ghostly state of the dead spirits, so weak that they may require a drink of blood before they can even speak. Midas touch, the talent for making money in every venture. Investors are always looking for an investment advisor with the Midas touch, but after a couple of good years each advisor's brilliance usually seems to vanish. Midas was a legendary king of Phrygia, in modern-day Turkey. In return for a good deed, he was granted one wish by the god Dionysus, and asked for the power to turn everything he touched into gold. When he discovered to his horror that his touch had turned his food and drink, and even his daughter, to gold, he begged Dionysus to take back the gift, and Dionysus agreed to do so. When Midas touch is used today, the moral of this tale of greed is usually ignored. Pyrrhic victory, a victory won at excessive cost. That win turned out to be a Pyrrhic victory, since our best players sustained injuries that would sideline them for weeks. In 279 BC, Pyrrhus, the king of Epirus, a country in northwest Greece, defeated the Romans at the Battle of Osculum, but lost all of his best officers and many men. He is said to have exclaimed after the battle, "One more such victory and we are lost." Pyrrhic victories are more common than we tend to think. Whenever we win an argument but in so doing manage to offend the friend we were arguing with, or whenever a country invades another country but rouses widespread opposition in surrounding countries in the process, it's probably a Pyrrhic victory that has been achieved.